Hey everyone. Okay, so I know yesterday in my What If review, I said that I had a different review for you guys as well, and I do, but I don't quite know what to say about it yet, and also I've since returned that DVD to the library, so it's weird, but it'll be even harder for me to, like, figure out what I want to say about it, because somehow having the DVD to show you guys, makes it easier for me to talk about, but I think the review is going to be about Stargate Atlantis Season 5 in, like, vague terms, because spoilers. But I think instead I'll just put up a review, like an overall general review about how I feel about Stargate Atlantis, because I love it, and I would love to talk about it. But in the meantime, since I don't know quite yet what I'm doing for that, I have a very big haul for you guys today. This is all, free stuff, luckily, because it's all library or loaned by friends. And some of these I've had for a while and I've meant to show you, but I've just recorded things and then deleted them, and I don't even know. So anyway, let's get started, shall we? Okay, so I'll start with the ones that I should have shown you a while ago. First off, we have the film An Education with Carey Mulligan and Peter Sarsgaard. I get Peter Sarsgaard and Alexander Skarsgård mixed up. And this also has Alfred Molina, Rosamund Pike, Dominic Cooper, Olivia Williams, Emma Thompson, a whole bunch of great people, and it's about a girl in the 60s, or 50s or 60s, who ends up starting a relationship with an older man, I believe. I think she's, like, in her last year of grade school, which I guess, I forget what it is for the English system, because ours is, we go through 12th grade, but I think theirs is, like, year 11 or something, I don't know. I have no idea. So, anyway, if you know that, holler at me in the comments and tell me about the English school system. But yeah, last school year before she's about to go off to university. And yeah, so she starts this relationship with this older man, and her professor, her teacher, is worried that by, like, going down this road with this man, she's going to be jeopardizing her spot at maybe Oxford, I think. Yeah, Oxford is where the girl was planning to attend. So her teacher's worried that if she does this, she's going to jeopardize her future. And so, yeah. And it's based on a book that I believe was, like, a memoir. But the book didn't sound nearly as interesting as the film. So, and I've been meaning to watch this for a while because it was, nominated in 2009 for 3 Academy Awards, so I've been meaning to watch this for quite some time, and I love Carey Mulligan, and also Emma Thompson, and Rosamund Pike I really like. Alfred Molina I'm, like, hit or miss on, and same with Dominic Cooper, and it's not their acting that I'm hit or miss on, it's the films that they're in. Like, I don't know, I guess, like, I like them by character rather than, like, I don't think either of their acting is bad, but they're hit or miss as far as liking their characters go. So looking forward to that. And then Winter's Bone, which came out, I believe, in the same year, like 2009 maybe. And I saw this right after it came out on DVD, and it is really dark and crazy, and I really like it. But I realized that I hadn't seen it in quite a while, and I really enjoyed it, so I want to see it again. And this is, as you can tell, Jennifer Lawrence is in this film, and this was the first film she ever got nominated for an Oscar for, and she was 19 at the time, so that was just really cool. Like, the idea that she was nominated for, and I think it was lead actress, not supporting actress, because she's the main character. So, that was just awesome. She didn't win. I forget who did win. I can't say that I think she definitely deserved the nomination, but I can't say whether I think she deserved to win it or not, because I don't remember who actually won and what the other performances were that year. But I do really like it, and I did think that she 100% deserved the nomination. But it's about this girl who whose father is pretty bad father. He has, I think he's like, oh, he jumped bail. That's what happened. Yeah, he jumped bail, and ran off, and she is left with her two younger siblings that she has to take care of by herself. And she, if she doesn't find him, she won't be able to get custody of her two younger siblings, and then she doesn't really know what to do. I think she's trying to get custody of them because he's like a really bad father. And also, everyone else is also out to find her father because apparently he's made like everyone around where they live angry. So she's trying to like question the neighbors and stuff and try to find her father without them also realizing where she's going to try to find him. And I don't remember, I'm trying to think if she's like trying to go find him to bring him home so she doesn't have to take care of them by herself, or if she wants to take care of them by herself because he's a bad dad. Like, I forget which, but it's, you know, to do with her younger siblings, and like she basically has to find her father. So yeah, it'll be good to rewatch this and remember it properly. And then I also have Inside Llewellyn Davis, which I really want to watch very soon because I keep hearing really good things about it. And not gonna lie, the main reason I picked this up was Oscar Isaac, but also Carey Mulligan is also in it, and as I just said, I really like her, and I love the Coen brothers. They wrote and directed it, and it also has John Goodman and Garrett Hedlund and Justin Timberlake, who I like all of them as well. And I think also Adam Driver is in this. My friend just told me that, and it's the same guy from Star Wars and What If, which I believe I explained my not recognizing Adam Driver in What If from Star Wars, which was really funny. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. This is probably the one on this list that I'm most excited to see. And then, or I should say in this haul. And then we have The Wind Rises, which is a Studio Ghibli, I never know how to say that, film that was directed by Miyazaki, and Hayao Miyazaki, and I checked this out a little while ago, and the, I don't know, like, I didn't realize that it was about aviation, and that, I just wasn't in the mood for that day, so I, like, didn't finish this, and then I returned it. But I really, now that I know what this is about, I want to go into it with an open mind and watch it, and hopefully I will love it. And then, speaking of Studio Ghibli, these two I borrowed from a friend. Ponyo, I have never seen. This is like a retelling of The Little Mermaid, apparently. And it has an amazing English cast. It has Kate Blanchett, Noah Cyrus, who I believe is Miley Cyrus's younger sibling, and then Matt Damon and Tina Fey, and Frankie Jonas is the Jonas Brothers' younger sibling. And then Cloris Leachman, Liam Neeson, Lily Tomlin, and Betty White. And those are all just amazing people, so I'm very excited for this. And I believe for Noah Cyrus and Frankie Jonas, this was maybe their debut film. So yeah, it sounds great, and I can't wait to see it. And then we have Spirited Away, which was also, I forget if Ponyo was directed by Miyazaki. Oh, it is directed by Miyazaki, and then so is Spirited Away. And let me explain about Spirited Away. I saw this when I was 16, and it kind of terrified me. This was the first Miyazaki film I ever saw, and it didn't terrify me, it freaked me out. I did not understand this film at all. And everyone, when they talk about Miyazaki, they always say Spirited Away is their favorite. And my memory of it was just how much it freaked me out, and that the only part that I really loved was the little, what are the little fuzzballs called? Like, no one, even people who've seen that movie can't tell me what they're called, and they're like the little black dust mites that like help the main girl. I don't know what they're called, but anyway, those were cool. But yeah, it just freaked me out, so I haven't seen it since. And the thing is, since then, I have seen so many Studio Ghibli and specifically Miyazaki films. And yeah, so I figured it was about time I give this a second try. And yeah, so my friend who lent these to me said, Spirited Away is amazing, and her coworker also said that it's his favorite, so I don't know, we'll see, and hopefully I will feel the same way about this that I did about Stardust, where I rewatch it and I'm like, what was I smoking when I said I didn't like it? Like, I don't know, hopefully I'm enough of a nerd now that I do like this. So that'll be cool. And then I also have A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf, which in April, Jean over at Bookish Thoughts is reading this for her Feminist Orchestra book club. And there have only been two of the book club books so far, and this was the second one. And I missed out on the first. I think that was We Should All Call Ourselves Feminists, or We Should All Be Feminists. Maybe it's We Should All Be Feminists, and something like that. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, this one I've been wanting to read for a long time, and when I figured out they were reading this for the book club, I was like, I need to join. So I will be reading this probably slowly throughout the entire month. That's how they're doing it. Or I might, in the middle of the month, take 2 days and just marathon it. We shall see, but I am very excited to read this. And then we have Belated, which is the audiobook for the Charlotte Bronte book, and I am listening to this while I read it because I want to read this in April in honor of Charlotte Bronte's 200th birthday anniversary. So yeah, that sounds good. And this is narrated by Davina Porter. And I think she's done several of the Bronte ones and maybe some Austen and stuff like that. Next we have some films. First I have Mordecai, which is a Johnny Depp film that came out last year maybe, and I've heard pretty bad things about this film, but the thing is, it has such a good cast that I want to give it a try myself, and I figure if it's free from the library, might as well. And then I also have Pan, which I've heard basically the same thing about. I've heard, it has an amazing cast, but, I mean, of course, Hugh Jackman as Blackbeard. But I've heard it was pretty awful. But I still, I'm still wanting to see it since it was free. And then we have The Most Violent Year, which, again, I'm getting mainly because Oscar Isaac. And also, I've heard amazing things about this. This got Oscar buzz, when it came out, and it also has Jessica Chastain and David Oyelowo. I think that's how you say his name. He's a great actor, and I really like him. I've seen him in MI5, and also As You Like It. I haven't seen Selma yet. He plays Martin Luther King Jr. in Selma. But I haven't seen that yet, but I love him in As You Like It. I think he and, Bryce Dallas Howard in that movie are amazing, and same with Rommel Agari. The movie is just so good. So I'm excited to see him in something else, and it also has Alessandro Nivola, who I've never heard of, and then Albert Brooks, who I also think is good. Jessica Chastain, I'm iffy on. Usually I don't really like her acting style much. I did think that she did an amazing job at being super scary, crazy evil in Crimson Peak. But really, aside from that, I don't generally like her performances. But maybe this movie will change my mind. I've heard it's very good. And then we have One Night with the King, which I know I said in my review of The Lunchbox that the main character, the main female lead in that is also in this. And the funny thing is, right after I recorded that, I went back to the library to return some other things, and this was just chilling in the DVD section when I was browsing, so I was like, oh, let me get that. And it stars Peter O'Toole, Tiffany Dupont, or Dupont, I don't know how you say, if you pronounce it in French, Luke Goss, and Omar Sharif, and I love Omar Sharif and Peter O'Toole both. So that sounds amazing, and I also thought that the I forget the girl's name, but the girl from Lunchbox, I thought she did a really great job in that film, so I'm really looking forward to seeing her in this as well. And I don't know if I mentioned, but this is about, I think I mentioned when I talked about Lunchbox, but it's about the girl who would become Esther from the Bible. It says, born into poverty, Hadassah, played by Tiffany Dupont, grows up to become a beauty who catches the eye of the powerful King Xerxes and ultimately becomes his bride. But despite her position, Hadassah's life is in danger, and the state has decreed that all Jews will be put to death, defying warnings to remain silent. However, Hadassah struggles to save her people, even as she attempts to hide her heritage, in this exciting and inspiring story about courage, faith, and destiny. Yeah, it says that this is the woman who ends up becoming Esther from the Bible, I think. I unfortunately have not read that Bible story, so I don't know how close that is to true, but hopefully I will really like this film. And then I gotta be quick about these last ones because I've been going on for 16 minutes about these DVDs. I feel really bad because I got all of these graphic novels today and I accidentally spilled soup on them on the way home because we were going home from lunch and my soup tipped over and it wasn't wrapped and it was really bad. So I took a washcloth and just wiped them and stuff, so hopefully that's good. Hopefully that's okay. Some of them didn't get anything on them, so that was good. First, I have Batman: A Death in the Family, which was recommended to me by my friend Zach. Basically, I went to go see Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, which, if you guys want, I'll talk about that in a different video, but I really enjoyed it. But anyway, after that, I came out of there and I was like, I need to read some Batman comics, I need to read some Superman comics, I need to read Aquaman and Wonder Woman, and all of these people. I probably need to read Cyborg and read about Cyborg and Flash also at some point, but I figure Flash, I've been watching the TV show, so I figure that's good enough. Especially because people say that his storyline in Justice League is going to be very similar to his storyline in the TV show, even though they're being played by two different people. But I like both those actors. Grant Gustin plays him in the TV show, and then Ezra Miller is going to play him in the films, and he did have two small scenes in Batman vs. Superman. And I think he's going to do great, because I really liked his acting before I knew he was Flash, so that'll be cool. But anyway, so because of that, I asked two of my friends who are very good at knowing good comics, what I should read. And so, Death in the Family was recommended by my friend Zach. Superman Action Comics was recommended by my friend Ben. Batman Court of Owls, I think Zach recommended, maybe? I'm gonna get mixed up who recommended what. Arkham Asylum, maybe, I feel like they both recommended this, maybe, this was Ben who recommended this. Grant Morrison wrote it, and then I didn't realize Dave McKean illustrated it, and he has illustrated several, Neil Gaiman things that I love. He illustrated the Mirror Mask, book, as well as parts of the film, I think, and he illustrated the Graveyard Book, which is really good. So yeah, but this is Batman Arkham Asylum, a serious house on serious Earth, so that'll be good. And then we have Batman Hush, which I believe was recommended to me by both of them, and this is the one that got the most messed up. It, if you can see that, that happened because I spilled stuff, so I feel really bad. But yeah, this is by Jeff Loeb. So yeah, this should be good. And then Batman Hero 1 by Frank Miller, which was recommended to me by Zach, and apparently this is the one I'm supposed to start with. And then Aquaman Volume 1. This, my friend Ben recommended, but also this was the one I was going to read anyway, because this is the New 52 is what my library had. And this is this is what I'm most excited for, because Jason Momoa plays Aquaman in Batman vs. Superman, and he will also in Justice League and he's getting his own Aquaman film. So I am going to read everything possible about Arthur Curry before I see these films, because I love him so much, and I'm so excited he's playing Aquaman. And then we have Batman Black Mirror. I forget who recommended this, but this is by Scott Snyder. And then Batman and Superman, the New 52, Volume 1 Crossworld, which is Greg Pak, which I believe Ben recommended. And then Batman and Robin, Volume 1, Peter Tomasi. Don't remember who recommended that one. And then last but not least, Batman Dark Knight Returns, which is where a lot of the Batman part of Batman versus Superman, the film, a lot of that came from Dark Knight Returns, which I believe Zach recommended, because I was like, hey, how's the Dawn of Justice graphic novel? And he's like, I don't think there is one. Are you thinking of Dark Knight Returns? And I was like, maybe. So clearly that's a major clue that I don't know a whole lot about graphic novels, or at least not these. So anyway, those are all the graphic novels and films and everything, and that was a huge haul. So I will recommend you guys have tea or lunch or something. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you've read or seen any of these things, without spoilers if you don't mind, and let me know if you want to know more about anything down in the comments, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching.